What's up, guys? Fish Apps here. Hello YouTube. And here I want to do a video to start out like an informal, maybe overview introduction to Terryman. Assuming that I'm not bad and this is going up when it is, this should be fresh on the heels of the new anime episode that came out, which has Terryman fighting Max Radial. So if you were fresh in the anime, welcome to MGP2. And if you saw that and you were like, Terryman's really cool. I want to play Terryman. I want to know how he plays like. You come to the right place, right? So, Terryman is really good. He's an insanely good character and a character that I think you only realize how good he is the more you know, like, learn about the game. There's like a lot of these like little tiny stuff that doesn't seem like the most broken thing out there, right? Like he has like this two-way that's really good, right? It goes really far. It's like cancelable, so you can even like make yourself more safe or more plus, right? It combos into 5S on hit, so you like get a free knockdown. Like not free. It comes to 5S on hit, you get an OTG off of it, so you get like decent damage from like hitting like this poke neutral, right? It's just like a great poke. He has stuff like a really strong jab string. His AA4A string. It's like this like jab string that like leaves them in medium stun, which in this game is very good because it lets you combo into a lot on like a lot of stuff. Terryman can do stuff like AA4A combo into his throw. He can do stuff like AA4A shot cancel like launcher, which I dropped there, but you know he can do all kinds of stuff like that. And when he gets like that launch, he's also really good because his he has like this, his two ways also really good for juggles. He can do stuff like this where because like his two way does that, right? And so, like it lets him do stuff like this, right? And basically lets him get like this two-way loops that basically gets you from corner to corner. Basically, let me show you that by like launching the opponent when he's like when Terryman's corner. Let me do that one more time. Right? And basically, you always get to the corner from wherever I'm shooting. That's a really good strength. Like not every character like has that. And I guess like another, he also has like some other maybe more esoteric but really strong stuff where like if the opponent blocks this like string he has, AA4A, not that. Let me set him like Tech 2 actually. Set like Tech and block. If they block this AA4A 6A string, and that guarantees a throw. Right? Like the set like Tech. But if they block that string, Terryman is so plus that it just jails into his throw and the throw is completely unattackable, right? And that's really strong. It's a bit janky because of like the range. And he also like really good throws as well. His regular 5T is this throw that just gives him a knockdown, gives him an OTG, really solid damage, right? He has like the standing throw, which is insane because he uses them standing. He's like an awesome like plus like 20 to the 4. And this lets him like combo like a lot of stuff out of this throw. Midstream he can do something like 460 into just like a 5S for a knockdown, into like an 8 OTG, and that's like a 360, like a cool 364 damage off of like a normal throw, which is like very high in this game. In the corner, he can get like this insane combos where he does stuff like 460 into 46S and to like jab into his corner throw for like 50%, right? It's an incredible throw. So he has all these little strengths, right? So how will I summarize Terryman as a character? He's just a good character, right? He has great neutral, great pressure. His this 4A is like a really fast like knockdown button, which means like on block it causes like a roll bounce, right? And it's like super fast all of this, so you can like pressure people this way when the ropes like a bounce like this. It's a very strong pressure tool. Um, so he's kind of like this kind of ultimate all-rounder with like great pressure, insane corner carry, an incredible normal throw. It's kind of just like messing with a lot of things, right? The only area that maybe he's not super great at is like on damage, I guess. Which feels kind of bad to say because considering he has like this like 460 throw that I just showed you like does like all this damage, right? Which I dropped lightly there, which we'll get to in a bit. But unlike a lot of characters, he doesn't have a special throw. In MGP2, special throws are like these typically 3-bar like throw that just it's a special throw, right? It's a command throw, I guess, would be what you would call it coming from a different game. And it will just be like an easy way for a lot of guys to like cash out big damage, right? I don't want to scatter right now, but for example, Kinnikuman has a Kinniku Buster, which is very famous, and that lets him just get like a cool 320 damage from like row bounces and from all of that stuff, right? Terry doesn't really get that, right? Terry doesn't really have like an easy way to just if he gets like a row bounce, he has like a jab throw, but he can't combo into like a special throw, right? So he doesn't have like easy like damage cash out, which can also make his damage like not necessarily bad, but feels very fair. Or like it kind of feels like you kind of have to work for his damage like a little bit, you have to like land those 460s, you gotta get them like the corner, like get like all the like crazy corner combos, right? It feels like a lot more fair than a lot of other characters. It doesn't mean like it's bad, it just feels maybe more difficult than it feels like for a lot of people, right? Because instead of getting like that special throw, which is like with a lot of characters can do a cool 30, 40, 50%. Terryman, all he really gets is just like something like jab into like his like rope throw, right? And that only does like 169 damage, right? Which is like what 15%, which is like that's nothing compared to them. Some characters able to like spend 3 bars, get all this damage, right? So it's definitely like not nearly as good. But I think the more bigger I think like the bigger reason why maybe Terryman isn't for you, and that's why for a very long time I didn't really vibe with Terryman. I still don't, honestly, and why from a very embarrassing moment in my very first time I started playing this game, I made a tier list 3 months into me playing this game, which I'll probably like put in post here. I put him like super low because I just like did not know any of this, and I just felt that, and it like feels bad. And the fact that Terryman kind of requires very clean execution, not necessarily like good execution, but just very clean execution. Right? He doesn't. That's a lie. I was about to say he doesn't really have like tight links. He does have like some tight links, but he's not all about doing all these crazy combos, right? Like the same way you might see with like Kinnikuman Zebra or Springman or even Super Phoenix, right? His combos are pretty simple, right? I literally showed you his juggle earlier, which just looks something like which is just you doing the same thing over and over again. So just get good at that, right? Just doing like this over and over again, right? And that's like not so bad, right? What is really annoying with Terryman is that a lot of his strings have a lot of this overlap. Terryman has an AAA, he has like an AA4A, he has an A4A, right? There's a lot of these strings that have like a lot of overlapping inputs. And in MGP2, you can often like cheat a lot of inputs by just kind of like holding, like, for example, like if it kind of doesn't have like a 4A, you can just like input 4A to get like an A, right? A really good example of this, which I'll maybe like will insert in post, is that Ashura Man has like a A4A A6A string. I just like input it as like hold 4A, like hold back, mash A, and then like press 6A like I'm at the end, right? Because Ashura Man doesn't have like an A4A or like a 4AA or whatever, so he can kind of just mash out like that string by just doing that, right? And it feels very easy. Terryman can't really do that, right? If you want AA4A, you have to input AA4A, right? Because if you want to do 4AAA, he has a 4A, and then if you hold back too early for like the AA4A, you get like A4A instead. So you kind of have to input the strings like the right way, basically. And this doesn't sound like a big deal, especially if you don't play this game. This kind of sounds like a bit like a scrap code, like, oh, I can't just mash out my inputs. And that's kind of true to some extent. I'm definitely this is kind of definitely like scrap complaining. I will not deny that. But it is like it doesn't kind of matter, right? Compared to kind of like Robin Mask or other kind of like the jab strings. Robin Mask is one. Even Banky Man, who you can kind of like just mash out like the jab strings. That really helps them a lot in like kind of like those scramble situations where, like, you know, you just kind of like up close to each other, like just like pressing buttons to each other, right? Terryman, if you want to make sure to get like the max reward, you need to make sure that even at like, you know, scramble, you're not like mashing, you are, you know, doing the string that you want, which is A for A, right? Again, sounds like a very minor downside, but it really can matter when you play the game a lot. Once you really once you see like these kind of like moments where you just wish that you have like a better, like an easier time mashing, right? Of course, you know, you can get over this with practice, right? Once you're getting used to knowing, okay, this is how I'm gonna mash, right? That's how, like, that goes a long way, of course. But it is kind of like a weakness, right? And he has other stuff to do with like, or like to do with this, right? He has like a lot of like, he has like those links that I mentioned earlier, as in like the doing AA or a charge cancel launcher. Like, it's really good because, like I established, the launcher lets you get like this big corner carry, but that requires you to properly charge cancel in and link into like a launcher, which isn't like a super tight link, but it's still kind of a link, which makes it like not free, I would say. Right, like that. The combo counter, by the way, if for those who are new to this game, will completely lie to you, right? It will say like a combo, but you don't know for sure unless you have unlike another player hold block while this is happening, which this game training mode doesn't really allow, which I'm sorry to say. But you know, he does have all these little things that does take take more practice, right? Practice that you don't normally see with other characters. Like, the MGP2 is a very lenient game. A lot of characters, you know, have combos that are just, let's do a string, or let's just cancel this button into a special throw, right? Terryman has a lot of those. Make sure you get the proper string. Make sure you are getting like that, like not super tight but tight-ish link, like all of this. Not that, but you know. Come on. And this is kind of what I'm saying, right? But I'm super bad at Terryman because my inputs personally are really dirty. Yeah, I wanted to do AA for A charge cancel launcher, but I'm getting AA for A by accident. Then I want AA for A, but I got A for A by accident because I held back too early. Again, I'm going to be bad at this game. I like this character, right? But for a game which is generally pretty forgiving, I will say very like low execution like needs, Terryman is like weirdly kind of high in that regard, but in a very different way than other high execution characters like Zebra or Phoenix are. Let me try that one more time. A for A668, yeah, doing stuff like that, right? And even when you get like that launch, you need to be able to kind of string together like those 2A, right? You need to do like 2A charge cancel, and you basically have to like do that over and over again. And that's also like takes practice to like do repeatedly, consistently, right? So all those little things that, again, individually aren't hard, but similar to how Terryman's little strengths add up to being very good, he has all these like little kind of like execution like idiosyncrasies that kind of add up to making it kind of that feels very awkward to play when you're not really like, when you don't have like those execution on lock, right? And it feels very different compared to like a character where like, oh, I don't have execution, so I drop like this like cool combo. Oh well. With Terryman, the execution is needed for even like the super basic stuff, for even like playing his neutral game and all that stuff, right? And with other very privileged characters, right? Super Phoenix being a top tier, you got this combo, you're still doing 50% anyways because he's Super Phoenix. Terryman, without really being able to get like those optimal confirms, you know, he feels like a lot more fit. He doesn't feel as good as he should be because, you know, you're not getting like those maximized, just optimal stuff, right? So what I was saying earlier, right? Like the 4A, 2A, like charge cancel, right? Like this isn't super easy, right? Like that I dropped it, which can. Most of this video will just look like me going like, look how bad I am, but that's how it is. Or his stuff with like his 460, right? Linking off of it like also isn't super free, right? Like if I set them to block, I feel like this is one thing that can practice, right? Set them to like block here. I'm doing like 460. I'm gonna link it into like the S. There, I got it right, but you know, if you're just too slow or too fast, right? It's not really free. I think like the 4-6, like linking it to 4-6 is a bit harder. There, I was too early. If you see my inputs, like there, I just like did it too late, so it didn't link right. So yeah, this isn't like an impossible link, but it's not. But it's not a free. Like it's not easy enough that you can just do it with no practice, right? So Terryman is like deceptively kind of like needs like time in the lab to really like get like feel good with. Right? But if you're interested in him, if you're willing to like go through like the effort, he is very strong. He's very like rewarding, right? This might sound really crazy, but I think of him a lot like Rao in Hokuto no Ken in some ways, where traditionally MGP2 has always had like the 3 top tiers of Super Phoenix, Akuma Shogun, Mountain, not in that order. The same way like Hokuto no Ken had Toki, Toki, Ray, and Judah, right? And then, but nowadays with people becoming more and more optimal, Rao is like kind of like coming close to that, right? It's kind of like in the same case where a lot of Japanese players make a very strong case that he might be like the 4th best character, like just right outside of like the top 3, as people become more and more optimal with playing him. Right? So he's definitely very strong, definitely very rewarding. So if you want to play Terryman, definitely go for it. But be aware that he does have these execution kind of like barriers, sort of. And you know, if you're not up for that, there's like 38 other characters which generally, for the most part, don't have these same kind of like difficulties, right? But yeah, this has been like your intro to Terryman. Hope that was kind of helpful, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, like you all are enjoying the anime, and I look forward to more videos as more episodes come out of the anime.